Hello, welcome back to another Bolts Analysis 2020. I'm your host Chris as we look at the Tampa Bay Lightning and the rest of the NHL. It's going to be a short video just for this one. I am kind of looking at the Atlantic Division as a whole, but mainly I'm going to talk about last night's game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if you're a Toronto fan at the moment, should be your current drinking style. And maybe just leave the bottle. What was that? Toronto, do you want third? Do you want a playoff series? Do you? I'm not sure you do. If I was a Toronto fan, I would be livid. I would be Steve Dangle levels of rage. Go check him out if you don't know who he is, because you'll enjoy him. I think, even if you're not a hockey fan, you will enjoy the rage that comes from Steve Dangle, and it's justified. That third period collapse again, against a divisional rival, again. What is it? What is wrong with you? What is... You are in a division that is not particularly competitive, Toronto. It's not. It's a pretty weak division. It's a division that's got Detroit in. That alone sort of suggests that it's not that difficult to compete in. It's not the Metropolitan. It's not a bloodbath like that. Finishing third, you do not need that many points. At the moment, the third best team in the Atlantic has fewer points than the either side in a wildcard spot. So, finishing third shouldn't be an issue. And yet Toronto are making it seem like like an Iron Man challenge, like a boot camp. Like it's the most difficult thing you can do. And just there are issues, aren't there? I think you could say that about a lot of teams in the Atlantic, but for a team that's third, for a team that if the league stopped now, if this was the end of the season, they'd have made the playoffs, they'd be in a playoff series with us. There are so many issues, so many obvious weaknesses that any team, as long as they're on the game, as long as they put in the efforts, they will crush that Maple Leafs team. Absolutely crush them. They will take one look at that defense and they will take a look at the mental lapses and concentration and go, weaknesses identified, exploit to the extreme. 3 goals in a minute and a half. After you've managed to tie it to 2-2, after you dared to give your fans false hope, Toronto. You dared. Haven't you done enough of that? Without sort of twisting the knife and going, well, we could beat Buffalo. No, that would be giving us a 6-point advantage over Florida. We can't have that. We can't have a sort of, comfortable buffer that gives us a bit of breathing space. Let's make it interesting. This is a bad type of interesting, Toronto, and it needs to stop. Because you might be able to get away with it for now, you won't get away with it as a playoff series. If you think that going 2-0 down against a divisional rival is acceptable, and that, scoring 2 goals and tying it, and, you can stop playing then, and that'll be fine, it isn't fine. It's never fine. Most teams will notice that you've sort of switched off and take advantage. Buffalo certainly did. Credit to Buffalo. Buffalo are one of those teams at the moment that are kind of looking at this whole Atlantic Division situation and going, do you know what? Well, we might have a chance at third. Who knows? Go on a run, see what happens. And I kind of hope they do, because I feel like Buffalo would actually relish a playoff series and wouldn't be scared of it. They'd go in and they'd really enjoy it. It would be a first playoff series since 2011. It'd be great for Buffalo. It'd be fantastic. And they look genuinely interested. They want to beat their divisional rivals. They want to make up for some of the disappointments they've had in recent seasons, and even this season has not been good. It started good, but it has, I still think overall, if we were to stop it now, you'd say disappointing, should do better. But last couple of games, they have been better. And if I had to pick a team to face at the moment, I'd rather face Toronto than Buffalo. Because, yeah. I feel like Buffalo would try and give effort and sort of, hassle and harass us and, put in the effort. Toronto, they're not putting in the effort. I'm sorry, they're not. I cannot look at those performances. I cannot look at that team and think, yes, you are playing to your full potential. They're not. They're not doing it. And they need to, because it's not enough to think, we're in a weak division, therefore we don't need as many points to get third. If one of Florida or one of Montreal or Buffalo goes on a run, that third place spot will not be yours anymore. It'll be someone else's, they'll have earned it, they'll have taken it off you, and you will be playing golf in April, wondering where it's all gone wrong. And realising that maybe a coaching change alone is not enough to fix the issues that you have. Sort it out, please, Toronto, or someone, whoever's going to finish third. Can you do it with conviction, and can you then give it doesn't have to be us. If it ends up being Boston, whoever you face that finishes second, give them a playoff series. Give them a series that makes me think this division is going places. Because at the moment, it's not a division that I can look at and be like, yes, I am proud to be part of the Atlantic Division. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of Boston. I commend what Boston are doing. The rest of the division makes me sad. And when it comes to Toronto, it's sort of a sadness that turns into anger. Zen. That's it for this one. Like I say, if you haven't checked out Steve Dangle already, do that, because he can sum up the woes that Toronto are facing much better and much more eloquently than I can. We're playing against Colorado tonight. Fingers crossed for a 11th win. This has been another Bolts analysis. Remember, most frustrating team ever.